Hey friends, welcome to Flight Test. I'm Josh, and today we have a really exciting announcement and also a very exciting chapter for Flight Test. We're really happy to announce that our FT EZ series has now become a reality. Now the vision behind the FT EZ series, and more importantly how it ties into getting people in the hobby in the first place, was really something that we started well over a year ago. One thing we recognize is that although we had swappables and simple common DIY materials like foam board being made into RC airplanes, the ability for people to get into the hobby was still incredibly either expensive, time consuming, or difficult, especially when we looked at our younger ones. One thing we wanted to do is kind of circle back here and identify what would be the experience we'd want people to be able to take under to be able to get into the hobby affordably, easily, and have a rewarding experience along the journey. The way we wanted to do this was by simply having something that could go from a chuck lighter to a very simple, easy to fly RC airplane. Now you guys may have known since the beginning Flight Test was passionate about getting people in the hobby, and that's why we use common, simple materials like foam board, electronics that can be switched from one plane to the other, and also simple approaches to techniques on how to build and how to fly. But one thing we definitely realized is that that was still sometimes a little bit too complicated for many people to be able to get into, especially our younger audience. So what we wanted to do was create an experience specifically for them that will not only teach them how to build, how to fly, but also how to design. And that's one reason why we brought this FT EZ series through our FT STEM. This was not only important for us for people to be able to experience at home with their families, but also in the classroom. So the vision behind the FT EZ series is to basically take simple common foam board chuck gliders that you throw back and forth as free flights, and without having to add complicated servos or linkages, be able to install two motors and a control board to instantly make them an exceptionally easy to fly RC airplane. This took a lot of work over the last year to find the right combination of electronics, control board, transmitter, battery, charger that would both fly these airplanes exceptionally well, but also be affordable. We put a lot of work into trying to find these electronics here, and what we actually stumbled upon was that they already existed through something called the C-17 freighter here. We actually went out and bought many different types of RC airplanes and we're testing them to see where their electronics came from and what benefits they had. And when we came across the C-17, we loved it for its durability, its great flight characteristics, and its long flight time. We were then able to connect with the manufacturer and actually put some of our own specifications to make the experience even better. Most important to us is we wanted this plane to be able to fly long range so people could fly with their friends and family out on a model field just as they do with our swappable series and our foam board airplanes. So a good 2.4 gigahertz transmitter was really important to us. Also, long flight times was also incredibly important to us because you don't want these things to fly just for a few minutes. That's not going to give you the hobby experience or give you the ability to learn. So once we found the C-17, we liked it so much we actually brought it in-house and had curriculum written for it and also a better manual to make the experience even better. This experience was so good and people liked it so much, we wanted to make sure that we had the DIY solution coming shortly after. So what we did here is we started our first bundle here as the FT EZ3 First Flyers. Now this is very special to me because these First Flyers resemble so much of what I went through with my own father during my childhood. When I was a young child, my dad would often take me to different airplanes and point out the fact that they look different and also how they fly different. From a very young age, I was able to connect to that different types of airframes produce different characteristics. Our goal with the First Flyers here is not to give 3 unique build experiences, 3 unique configurations, but also 3 unique flight characteristics that are going to help you then decide how you want to build an airplane in the future. So our First Flyers pack not only includes these 3 airframes, but it also includes extra material for you to be able to build and design your own aircraft based on what you learned. The 3 aircraft that are going to be included in this kit is the FT EZ Plank, the FT EZ V, and also the FT EZ Canard. With the Canard, you're going to learn about the basics of how a forewing operates and how the benefits of the front wing stalling before the rear wing will give you really good stable characteristics and also credible maneuverability. With the FT EZ V, you're going to learn how a V-tailed configuration works along with the swept back wings and how that gives you more speed and smoother flight characteristics. And with the FT EZ Plank, you're going to find out that planes don't really actually need a horizontal stabilizer. They can actually do this with one wing and a rudder. Our goal with this first experience in this first 3 pack is to give young pilots a hunger for knowledge and a hunger to understand how flight works, but how different configurations oftentimes offer different experiences. One of the reasons why these planes are so incredibly easy to build but also easy to fly is because of our control system. Now typically on an airplane you'd have moving ailerons and elevators and rudders. What we've been able to do is take a 6-axis control board and combine it with 2 motors. So as you give throttle, once you pass half throttle, the plane will begin to climb. Once you decrease throttle, the plane will begin to descend. And also, your left and right motors will spool up and spool down to give you what we call differential thrust, or enable you to turn. So the really great thing about this control board is it not only enables your airplane to turn left and right, but it also enables your plane to automatically level off for you. This comes especially handy when you're flying in windier weather, where the plane will actually level itself off and dampen some of the effects of the wind. One thing we really want people to learn as they're getting into the hobby is how the plane should fly in the disciplines of left and right control and throttle management. Now this plane does lack the fact that you don't have pitch control in it, but what it does make up for is it gives you the principles of flight, understanding how a plane climbs and dives and turns left and right. We've had people as young as 3 years old fly these airplanes and they've had great experiences. Now this is going to give you a lot of the basic understandings of flying towards you and away from you, but also how you use your throttle and throttle management. Our goal is to give young minds a great first experience where they have a lot of fun, but then we can simply step them up to the next level where we start teaching them control inputs through the elevator. Now our EZ series has been specifically designed for our FT STEM program. Our current FT STEM program has over 3,000 students all over the country and 700 teachers teaching it. But we don't want to stop there. Oftentimes people think FT STEM is only for the classroom, but FT STEM is also meant for home-based educators as well, or homeschoolers. Our goal is to have planes be a tool, whether it's in the classroom or in the home, inspiring people to be educated or making a really special memory that will shape a kid's life. This is done by not just having children build and fly the airplanes, but also learning how the airplanes and how the control surfaces all work together. Your child's going to learn how to solve problems as well as how to fly and how to build. Our goal is that within 1 hour of time, someone can take this from a simple glider all the way up to RC, but also put their personal touch so they really feel that connection with their very own airplane that they built themselves. Although these planes have been greatly simplified in their flight characteristics, the enjoyment that kids are going to get from flying these airplanes is not going to be compromised. We've been flying these planes for many different months and had them through the hands of many different young pilots here. And the one thing I've noticed is it's not just kids enjoying flying these, it's actually adults too. Now each of these planes are designed to be built in under 15 minutes, and along with building these, you also have a downloadable curriculum that we have at our FT STEM site that's going to enable you to teach principles of flight and also give you great activities to be able to use these airplanes to design your own. Now if you're into designing your own airplanes and you only want the electronics, we have what we call the FT EZ Power Pack. Now this power pack is going to include everything you need to fly, which is going to be your transmitter, your battery charger, your control board, your 2 motors, and also extra props and tools to be able to build and design your own scratch build airplanes. Something really cool is if you have a common simple chuck lighter around 16-inch wingspan, this will most likely be the perfect power system to give you a great flight experience. Oftentimes you've heard us say, if it glides, it'll fly. This is your chance to be able to design an airplane with roughly a 16-inch wingspan and make it take flight RC. Now this is a very special chapter for me because one thing that my father did for me at a young age is he gave me a hunger for education through flight. Our goal is with our community that they can use a similar tool to inspire their kids as my dad inspired me. That means as you build and you get to encourage and you get to fly together, that you're not only going to be building memories, but you're going to be helping kids understand why it is so important for math and reading and communication. And one thing we're very much looking forward to is adding future designs with unique experiences that are going to help to educate along with giving you a really great airplane to fly. So what we wanted to do is take all the amazing experiences from these 4 airframes and put them together in our first FT STEM bundle. We're going to be calling this the FT EZ BasiX bundle. With this bundle, it's going to give you a really good out-of-the-box experience, getting you in the air as quick as possible and also learning how to fly. The FT Freighter is a super solution for this because of its durability, its long flight times, and its ease of assembly. While you're flying your FT Freighter, you're going to be able to return to the workbench and build your own 3 airframes here, learning with each one about the unique characteristics and why that configuration ties to that. This is going to be instrumental in teaching you not only on the basics of flight, but also about how different configurations and how flight works. This is so much the same as what we do every week when we have to tackle a different project around flight. We change the configuration of the aircraft to meet the needs that we have. We want the kids to learn that too. Once you've built these airframes, you combine it with the included EZ Pack, and you're off and flying, but the best part is now you get to make memory. You have the capability of flying 2 airplanes together. Flying by yourself has its own rewards, but flying with a friend is much better. Our hope, especially when this goes into the families, is that the mom or the dad or the sister or the brother will be able to join in the fun and get inspired and create memories with you. We're really excited about this bundle because it's going to be an amazing kickstart to get people fascinated about flight, but also about building and designing their own aircraft. Once you've gone through these 4 airframes, we have extra material included in the kit that's going to be able to guide you along so you can design your own aircraft, taking the key things that you like from each of these designs and mixing and matching them, making it glide, and then making it fly radio controlled. Now this is a project-based STEM curriculum here, so you're going to be able to download also a guide that will help kind of reinforce these things that we're talking to you about, from out-of-the-box flight experience, learning all about flight controls, how lift works, how control surfaces work, all the way down to design theory for each one of these 3 airplanes. I hold this near and dear to my heart because this is exactly what my father did early in my life here, and not only did he create a hunger for knowledge and a passion for flight, but also created amazing memories that shaped my life and frankly brought me to this point here today. I want those opportunities to be your opportunities, and hopefully we can grow the aviation world and grow the relationships within families and schools along the way. Friends, if you're watching this right now, the FT EZ BasiX bundle is available in our FT STEM store. Please check out that link below, check out that free curriculum that goes along with it, and let us know what you think of it, and please share your journey along the way. We'll see you next time.